Hi, this is Frank Furness, and I'm in the beautiful Fort Lauderdale, and I've been coming here quite often, and I've been meeting some incredible people over here. And one of the incredible people is Arvid Albanese. And Arvid, great to see you again.
It's good to see you, Frank.
Now, Arvid has got an incredible story, and he's doing some fantastic stuff for young people. Arvid grew up in a sort of pretty average kind of home, and then went on to become a multimillionaire, starting incredible businesses, buying and selling businesses, and that in itself is a story. Arvid, tell me a little bit about yourself and how you got to where you are right now.
Well, I started school here at Fort Lauderdale, vocational school, and got out when I was 16 years old and started in the air conditioning business and worked at a company till I was about 21 years old. And at that point started my first mechanical contracting company, which 20 years later I sold to Lennox Industries, and ended up really being more successful than I ever thought I would be. And from there jumped into real estate and had a quest to acquire 1 million square feet of property.
It's a lot.
Yeah, and got into the mini storage business on the real estate side, and did pretty well with that. And we still operate that today, and it's worked out well.
Wow. Now, did you ever think when you were young that you'd end up in a place that you are right now?
No, I never, in my wildest dreams, I thought I'd end up here. I never really thought about it, to be honest with you. I don't think I really focused on it.
What do you think are some of the things that you did along the way that created the success or the person that you are right now?
I think some of the influences I had early in my life gave me an opportunity to think and see things at a higher level than I had experienced in my life up until then. Early on, I had a person who mentored me, a fellow by the name of Hans Robb, and he took an interest in me and really gave me a sense of self-worth and an ability to think about myself on a higher level than I did without somebody like that.
So people sometimes need a mentor, sometimes someone needs something or someone to make them believe that they are the best that they can be.
For me, that was the case. I mean, my parents were great, but they weren't in the business world, and they didn't think like business people, and they were very conservative about not spending and not taking risk. And some of the influences that I got later on in life, getting into business groups like Tech and like YPO and later Vistage, I got around people who thought differently. And I realized that successful people think differently than unsuccessful people do.
So we really got to change the thinking. Now, here's the thing, we've got an average person who's come up and created incredible success. But the great thing about Arvid is now taking what he's learned along the way, and he's going to be sharing that with thousands and millions of not only young people, but everyone that's maybe sitting out there saying, I don't know if I can do that. That's not me. How do I get to being there? There's been no one there to help me. So you've started up Soaring Bird. Tell me a little bit about Soaring Bird, how it's going to work and what it's going to do.
Well, Soaring Bird is going to be an opportunity for a young adult to connect to a level of thinking different than maybe, like for instance, I had when I was younger, until I met some of these mentors. It's going to be in some of the business organizations I belong to, either YPO or Tech, Vistage. We have speakers that come in and speak, and sometimes I'll go to events and have for probably most of the years of my business life, and I'll spend a lot of money doing that over a period of years. What I'm doing is taking that information and finding a way to deliver that to the young people through the records that I've kept and the information that I gathered going to a lot of those events, and the business people that I still currently meet with, and try to give it to young adults in a way that they can get it at home and they can get the value of that message in under a minute a day, and it's free.
Wow. That's absolutely fantastic. Now, we've been spending the morning together going through some of the specifics, and I'm absolutely blown away with the program. Tell me about a little bit of the nuts and bolts. When is it going to get going? How is it going to work? If I'm maybe sitting in India or Sri Lanka, Singapore, how would I get involved, and how is it going to help me?
Well, we're going to go live to the public October 1st. Our prototype version is going to come out July 1st for 90 days. where we're running through rough drafts and sending out information and getting feedback about the proper delivery. We've only got 1 minute and 59 seconds to deliver a daily message that's going to be umbrellaed under a monthly topic. For instance, let's say in the month of December we were talking about goals. What we do on a daily basis is break down the importance of setting goals, i.e. we might start with what is the reason behind the goal that you're setting, might be a topic that we'd want to break into before we got to the details of setting the goal. And then we'd end the month with messages about how do you actually now take what we talked about and include it into your daily schedule and really make it a reality, so it's just not a dream.
Okay, so it's not just watching videos. They've got to get involved. They've got to do things. And here's the thing. They're going to get rewarded for doing all of these things along the way. And we've got sort of different levels. What are some of the levels that they've got, and how does that work?
Well, as they come to the landing page for Soaring Bird, there's going to be a small egg up in the upper left-hand corner where their name's going to be. And once they sign in for the very first time, the egg's going to begin to hatch. And over the first course of the intro messages, which will probably take about a month, that egg will eventually hatch, and one of the birds from the lower part of the screen are going to come up, and we're going to start off with a hawk.
Right.
And then you'll go to an eagle, a falcon, and a condor. So there'll be ratings about how long you've gotten this message, how long you've gotten this influence, these things that will change a person's life. It's our firm belief that it's not so much the smart people that are successful, that successful people just think differently than unsuccessful people do. And what we want to do is give those seeds to the people who want to fly with us about the things that successful people do that not necessarily are right or wrong compared to what other people are doing, but they bring different results. Mm-hmm. So just feeding that information to the viewers that we have, that if you try to grasp these thoughts and include them into your day-to-day, that you might just change your outcome tremendously.
And it's not some theoretical thing. This is what's happened to you.
Yes.
And many of your friends and other people that you know in some of your groups like YPO, Vistage, Tech,
yes,
where you share these ideas. But let's say maybe it's not a young person. Maybe I'm a 48-year-old guy and I'm living in Boston, and I feel I haven't really achieved anything in life, a little bit frustrated. Is this program for me as well?
Yeah, it would definitely touch you as well, because it's things that I learned in my life up till today. I'm 52 today. So there are the ways that I choose to live my life today. So I'm carrying, refined this message, but I started doing it when I was 17 years old. So there's that whole gap where I think I'm going to be doing it for the rest of my life, because it's just a different way of thinking. And by doing Soaring Bird, I have an opportunity to really refresh my thinking and keep it right in front of me and really master what it is I'm telling you has changed my life. So I want to keep it right in front of myself as well.
And for yourself, it's not like I've made it now, I'm going to sit back, I'm going to sit in the river fishing all day. For you, I mean, you still work 6 o'clock every morning, 5 o'clock some mornings, mm-hmm, purely because you love what you're doing. You still have the passion there, and you now want to share that passion with everyone.
Yes. In some ways, this may be one of the bigger challenges that I've ever undertaken. It's so important for me that I deliver this message to the young people and the older people my age, to anybody in the way that it affected me, and I want to do it accurately, and I think that it's worked for me, and if I can make it, anybody could make it. I mean, I truly believe that, and some of the people I know that have been successful, I'm sure some of the viewers out there are working for people. How many times do you run across somebody who's smarter than the people they work for? I mean, there's a lot of that going on. Yeah. So it's not necessarily about how smart you are. It's the things that you do that make you successful. Again, successful people do things differently than unsuccessful people do.
Mm. Now, it's not often you find somebody as successful as Arvid that's willing to share, and I think it's just an absolutely incredible program. I would say to anyone watching now, be ready to sign up for Soaring Bird. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Arvid, thanks for your time today.
Thank you.